Star quality. I got it. I got this. You got it. You got it. My chart says so. Look at me go. Sun, moon, rising. It's all about time. It's all about time. Earthlings. What's it all mean? What's it all mean? Star quality.
What's it all mean? What's it all mean? Mean.
Star quality. Woo. No, dude, really, what does it all mean? I got it. You got it. We got it. Star quality. Star quality. Welcome back to Star Quality, everyone. I'm your host, astrologer Stevie Goldstein. Happy full moon. Wow, I was about to say, like, I've missed you guys. I mean, I've been here, but I guess this is the first lunation I've done since I've gotten back after traveling. I was gone from my home for 40 days, even longer if I include our house sitter. So it's wild to be back in my home space. It feels very appropriate for this Cancer season and this Jupiter in Cancer, but we'll get into all that in the chart of this full moon. But today we are going to be talking about the full moon in Capricorn, which is happening today, July 10th, 2025. It will be exact at 1:37 p.m. Pacific time. I'm actually recording this as the exactness will happen. So we're in it. And just to give a layout of what we'll get into, if you're new here, hi and welcome. There is a video component to today's episode. You can listen on audio if you'd like. The chart for the full moon will be in the show notes and also shared on the video screen. So watch on Substack, on YouTube, wherever you're watching. But wherever you are watching, if you could like, heart, comment, subscribe, welcome to my call to action, needs to be done, because when you interact with these posts, this is how other people find it. Maybe you've heard of an algorithm. When things are interacted with, it brings it into the algorithmic space. So I know it feels small, but it's a quite big act to throw a heart on the post, to comment on the post. And also I want to hear your thoughts on this Capricorn full moon and how things have been going on for you at home. So I'm going to get into the chart of the full moon and what symbolically we might expect from this. This full moon is all about where we are finding support. Saturn, I jumped straight to Saturn. Capricorn is a Saturn-ruled sign. This full moon is in Capricorn, also making some interesting aspects with Saturn. Saturn's been doing some kooky stuff with Neptune. And the main reason why this is a full moon all about where we're finding support is because it's also in a very interesting conversation with Mars in Virgo that is partnered there with the South Node in Virgo. So some of you are done with something. Some of you have completed a project. Congratulations. And also when we complete things, we also need to celebrate them, have a ritual around them, give something its moment. So we'll get into all of that as I pull up the chart for this moment. And if you are not a third space member, which is the title for my paid space subscribers, this is a user supported publication. To consider join. It's for $7.77 a month. You can buy me one coffee, and that fuels you with a whole month of astro forecasts, weekly horoscopes, deep dives. Again, the more people that support it, the more episodes I can give you. So help me help you. And what else? Yeah. And after, so there will be a paywall. I'm going to get into like the basic aspects of the moon, and then I'll go into the full aspects of the entire chart. And also behind the paywall, I'm going to have a ritual for folks of the third space. We're going to be making moonwater together. So I'm going to go through like step-by-step instructions, and I'm also going to have some meditative prompts connected to the full moon that we're experiencing today. So I'll pull up the chart in just a second. But yeah, we're going to chat Capricorn, full moon, charts coming up. We need this full moon. I feel like I say that every full moon. We needed it, but we really do. God, I'm feeling it in my body. Thank God. I'm going to yoga later. Cannot wait. That is, I mean, if this is your sign that you need to roll out the mat, do it, because Capricorn's also connected to the bones and back to structure. That's why support is such a big conversation when it comes to Capricorn. Capricorn is literally foundations, right? Cancer and Capricorn are an axis of our foundations and security. They're cardinal signs. It's also about that forward momentum. Like, what steps can we take to build our safety and security? And I know safety and security and family and home and who belongs here. No, like bullshit. This fucking country. Anyways, I don't know. I feel like everyone I've been talking to lately is struggling with positivity. I'll have to put the TikTok. Let me write this down before I forget. I have to put the TikTok. It's like these girls like smoking and having a cocktail, and like they had on their fridge like positivity week, no complaining, no this, no X. And they like crossed it out. I think it was like the quote, big, beautiful, disgusting bill week. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes it's just complaining week. But hopefully in that complaining week, we can then couple it back to gratitude. And, it's okay to be cranky, to be disappointed, to feel like a little lost and confused. That's the other part. And I'll get into this in this chart, but I just want to get this in the pre-section so people hear it in case like your attention span, spaces out or whatever. Must remind everyone, Saturn is with Neptune right now. Saturn, the planet of time. What are we doing? Where are we going? Who's paying for this? How is this happening? Like the legitimate logistics is conjoining the planet of fog and drunken orgies and I forgot my debit card. Like, it is not a time to know what's happening. It is not a time where we know where we're going. So yeah, I don't know if that like brought any peace to anyone, but the only thing that brings me peace is knowing that it's not really the time to know, and that no one knows. And all we know is the present. And I think that's the challenge of Saturn conjunct Neptune right now, is how present can we be? Because we are not getting a clear compass point right now. Like, it's just not available. If you have that, congratulations. But a lot of people are struggling to see forward. So yeah, just know if that's been you, that's really, sometimes in astrology, I feel like kind of like a doctor, it's like when after you've Googled all your like WebMD symptoms, you're like, I'm so scared. Is this what's happening to me? And then you like meet with a professional and they're like, this is really common actually. So that is Saturn conjunct Neptune. This is really common. I was born during a Saturn Neptune conjunction, we're just taking it one foot in front of the other. So, with that, let me pull up the chart for our full moon. And I think I said it, but let me say it again. This is a full moon in Capricorn happening today, July 10th, 2025 at 1:37 p.m. And yeah, stay tuned. I'll go through the chart and then the ritual with our moon water. And if you don't know, moon water is when you take a vessel, you fill it with water, you can companion it with a crystal or an intention or like a written thing on the outside, and you leave it in your windowsill and conjure up some moon water. This is not like a new concept. If you want to Google this and you're like, screw this paywall, you can figure that out. But doing magic together is potent and powerful. So just know that you'll have a community space here that is all doing this together. And I'll be checking in on the group chat on Substack. Or if you want to post photos of your moon water, like, we can all do that together too. So, okay, now let me pull up this chart. Okay, we have the chart up for this full moon in Capricorn. Full moons are when the moon is its biggest and brightest. New moons are when they're, dark. And this is because we have the moon, it's in opposition to the sun. So moon is at 18 degrees of Capricorn, sitting across at 18 degrees Cancer. And the just so you know, for this chart, since it's 1:37 p.m. Pacific, adjust for your time zone, but also the rising sign is going to be different depending on your location. So don't factor that too much in, but it's going to be interesting to see for like your city, what the vibe is. For here in LA, we have a Libra rising chart. So, first things first, this Capricorn moon, I'm going to talk about the aspects that are happening to the moon. Let's see, not crazy different than the sun, but there's some variation. But of course, there's always going to be that opposition from the sun and moon. And full moons are said to be times when we have the most light. So this is where we can take our inventory, see what is working, what is not. And this is a big full moon about what is, it's a twofold. It's absolutely about what is not working or what is completed, what is closed. But that is so you can make space for what's next. The reason being, the only other aspects besides the opposition of the sun, which is a given that happens every full moon, is the trine from Mars in Virgo. I'm zooming in here. Mars in Virgo conjunct the South Node. Mars is where we find our passion, our activation. Mars is connected to war, our getting our blood pumping, actual like movement. Like Mars does stuff. Mars also removes things. The South Node also removes things. The South Node is said to be connected to past lives, things accomplished, things done. It's not necessarily bad either. It can just be things that we've just done it. Like been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Not that exciting. Again, South Node's not bad. It's just like we get it. Unlike the South Node, the North Node is like more of the unknown, what we could tap into, some potential. I think of it like the North Star, like, oh, if we follow this, even if we don't know where it's going, there's going to hopefully, most likely, because it's the North Node, be something very rewarding at the end. So, what does that mean if we boil this all down astrologically? So, the moon, this is Capricorn stuff, right? Capricorn is Saturn, structures, foundation. That Cancer Capricorn axis is really about our foundations, how we're caring for ourselves. This also can represent our family, right? Cancer is often connected to the mother or maternal or submissive parent energy, where Capricorn is the paternal, dominant parent, that sort of thing. Opposite, but same. So this Mars in Virgo can do things in that Virgo way, maybe a little more perfectionisty, fine details, maybe obsessing over details. Also, Virgo is a sign of service, so connected to thinking of others. But there's and it's funny in the LA chart because it's in the 11th house, but when this is coming together, the South Node and Mars, and it's doing a trine, so like their communication line is clear. Like if this was a phone line, this is operating at the clearest level. No static, didn't stutter. So some sort of, earth energy, because Virgo and Capricorn are both earth signs. This is very job well done. This is very, you did it. Maybe you've taken something to the level that it can be, and that's that. But you're still wanting more because there's a sextile from the North Node. Now, what can we get rid of to get the new stuff? Like sometimes you just have to, make space in the closet, sell some things so you can actually go get the one big ticket item that you want. I think about I'm using the closet. So like thinking about clothes, right? Sometimes if you're shopping, it's like, do you want a bunch of like $10 pieces of crap? Or do you want like an investment item because you're going to be going to a lot of high-end events, so you actually need like a nicer dress or thing. That reminds me, I have to go to the tailor after I record this. Very Saturn. I'm going to fix the things I have, but I also have intentions for what I want to use them for. So maybe that's why clothes are on the mind too. So some things have done their service. Thank you for your service. But there's a little more whimsy play, and it's not just because it's in the 5th house for this LA chart, but this is just Pisces energy, right? We're trying to get to the Pisces stuff right now. We're trying to get to everything just works out for me. I've done the work. Now, where can we take, Pisces isn't, I don't think Pisces gets enough credit for the risk taking it can do. Pisces can be little scaredy cats sometimes if they're feeling emotionally vulnerable, but they can be very accidentally brave a lot. Now, Capricorn loves the structures, the rules, but we are in a releasing time with the full moon. So, the full moon message, and we're going to color in the message further with all the other transits that are going on. And oh my God, Uranus is in freaking Gemini for the first time in our lifetime, my lifetime. For older folks, maybe not. I mean, last time I was here was World War II, famously. If you've been on the internet this week, you know the entire wartime history of Uranus and Gemini, because it's worth knowing. But lots has changed. Lots is changing. Also, I know I said I'll continue this conversation after the paywall. We are in this magic triangle time with the outer planets that is not stopping till 2028. Till 2028, until 2028. Because look, I'm showing in the chart on video, but I will explain it via audio, obviously. Uranus trines Pluto in Aquarius. Saturn sextiles Pluto. Saturn sextiles Uranus. See? So they're in this Uranus, Pluto. Maybe if I do Saturn, it will show oh no, because it won't do it all at the same time. Anyways, the outer planets are all having a kiki for the next 4 years. They all are inciting change. Life is hard right now in so many ways, but it is always hard before it gets good. And so, saving this for the paywall, so please join me over there. But there is just a larger conversation happening in the background of all this astrology, not just for this full moon, but for the next 4 years to come till 2028. What does that mean? I don't know. We're living through it and we're documenting it. Astrologers are part math nerds, part witches, part historians. Like, this is what we're here to do. And, you're a part of that. So please, again, comment, chime in. I would love to hear what you think about first this sort of releasing, making space energy of the Cap full moon. It's very drop your shoulders. It's very unclench your jaw. It is very, I think Capricorn can be or signs in general, quite of the body. And much shit are you fucking sick and tired of? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's for sure. So we'll go and dance around the chart and talk about all the other planets involved and get into the ritual. But for now, this is where the paywall starts. I hope this gave you some things to chew on in the realms of support and structure. And I would love to see you on the other side. So feel free to upgrade your subscription, and I'll see you third spacers in just a sec.